this is alright, isn't it? It's not too bad. It's a nice little setup. I think this will do for now. Yeah, what's good, people? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a breakdown of how I shot this R&B music video, talk about the story of how it all happened, the planning process, all these different things, and how it went from just an idea until the final product. Yeah, that's basically it really. Without further ado, oh wait, before we get there, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all them type of things there. Still learning how to do all of that. But yeah, don't forget to do that. Here is the final music video.
Girl, I really want you, but I can't figure out what's stopping me from getting through. And there's so many things I want to say to you, but the words never leave my mind. All through my heart is screaming, shout it, won't let it out. That's new one night, and baby, know that I'll make all things right. Cause you're anything, 'cause my everything. I give you all my dreams. My heart, it beats just for you. 'Cause you know.
As I mentioned, I'm going to break this video down into pre-production, production, and then post-production, and then just consolidate that into everything that I've learned, and I'm going to be taking into like my next shoots and stuff like that. Let's get straight into it. So it was roughly around, I think around mid-October. I got a phone call from my boy Mokoy. Obviously he's the one that's actually the artist of the music video. He hit me up just like, yo T, I want to record a music video, but it's going to be a quick turnover. Want to release by early November. All of these type of things there in it. So it was a bit crazy, a bit, you know, off the cuff. However, me and him already had a deal from before COVID even happened that we were gonna do a couple music videos together. I'd heard the music already, kind of knew briefly what the ideas were. So again, it wasn't that much of a shock. I was kind of like, let's go, let's do this. And that's how we just started planning. One of the best things about the whole pre-production aspect of it is because me and McCoy already, you know, talked back and forth about what he wanted. I already kind of understood the vibe and the aesthetic and the looks that he kind of wanted to some degree anyway. It was just now, okay, how do we fit this into the 2 weeks? How do we get this done with such a super low budget as well? So my job really was kind of just translating those original ideas into a visual kind of way. Like how could we actually tell the story and create the aesthetic, do you know what I mean? Again, with a super low budget, with super short deadline as well. It was a bit hectic. Not to mention the fact that I had a uni deadline literally 3 days before the deadline of this shoot. So there was a lot to balance, but it was good. It was quite easy to achieve and we got it there in the end. All in all, the video wasn't that mad. It wasn't too fancy at all. It was just kind of, you know, let's be loose with it. Let's kind of go with the flow. This is what we want to achieve. This is the look, but everything else can kind of just flow off naturally and do what it feels like really, instead of it being a, oh, shot for shot, this is what it's gonna look like, do you know what I mean? So again, that made it a lot easier when it came to producing, just being like, oh, this is a nice shot, let's shoot this, let's do that. It was very free, very open, and I kind of like that. At the core of it, the main point of the video was just to showcase women in their natural habitat, in their natural element, as many people as possible, and just getting that kind of story and that character about. So that was kind of the aim of the whole video. We knew essentially that we wanted to do a studio shoot, but then we also wanted to do on location shoots around London. We wanted those two different locations just to really juxtapose between this is what this type of woman does, this is what this type of woman does, but all in all, there still is that natural sense of beauty and that natural sense of purity wherever you are. So once the locations and the models were sorted, it was basically just a fact of, okay, let's find the inspiration, let's get the shots and the feels that we kind of want to replicate. And that was to do with stuff like Pink Black Girls or Smile by Wizkid. So those were kind of the inspirations, and we kind of just said, okay, let's emulate that, let's copy this, let's take this and kind of create our own story and our own piece from it. So that's basically what we had to do. Once that was sorted, we could head over straight to production. So the production aspect is where it got kinda interesting. So on the first day of the shoot, I had to travel straight from Manchester to London. Let's not even get it twisted. That coach journey was hench. I had to wake up at 5 AM, had to get to London for about 10. So do the mathematics in it. It was a long coach journey. But day one, our main focus was gonna be all about the studio shots and the models, getting that done. And then day two, that was all gonna be about the on-location shots around London. So when I arrived to London, went to the studio, all these type of things there, everything was going well, I was able to set up, everything was on time. However, this is where it gets interesting now. Since the video timeline was so short notice, basically nearly all of the models dropped out and we only had 3 models show up on the day, and we were like, okay, this is peak because we need a bunch of different females to kind of show variety, show different personalities, all these different things. Yeah, we only had 3 people, so we're like, okay, what are we gonna do? Now, this is why I think it's so important to have a good team, and not even just a good team, but a fearless team that just wants to get something made. So instead of just using what we had, while I was shooting people downstairs in the studio, a couple of members of the other team would go up onto the street and ask random women, random strangers, if they wanted to be part of the music video. I remember when the idea was pitched, like, oh, should we do this? I was like, yeah, sure. Thinking, ain't nobody gonna do that. If you were at this studio, it was underneath, like, it went down like 3 floors underground. It was kind of sketchy, I can't lie. Yet people actually came through, and literally the majority of the video are all strangers. And that's what's crazy, and I think that's what made the process even more exciting, more interesting. It was like, yo, all these random strangers, these random women came down just to make this project come to life. Do you know what I'm saying? And that made the process even more enjoyable, and it's more interesting as well. The beautiful part about it is that everyone that came down all looked so different and so vibrant. There was a lot of nervous people, but I was able to kind of bring that energy out and make it just as natural as possible. So in terms of the shot selection and the cinematography, again, the whole video was kind of free flowy, nothing too crazy. We had some inspiration shots in terms of the studio, what we wanted to look like, in terms of the close-up shots. Me personally, I really love that flowy vibe. That's why a lot of the shots are kind of, you know, that kind of rotation on it. I really think it suited the match of the video. But again, there wasn't anything too specific. It was just like, let's go with the vibe, let's make it natural as possible and see what we can do about it. After about, I think it was about 8 hours, we were able to get all the people through, all the different outfits, all the different shots done. And then that was a wrap on day 1. Okay, so day 2. We already knew that we wanted to get like skater girls and dancers and just outside shots in general around the city. South Bank was a location that we knew that we already wanted to go to. However, when we got there, it was so packed and so busy. It was kind of a thing where we had to kind of use what we had. Problem solving, man, and going with the flow. When you're filming and you're doing these type of things, you want to just make sure you're able to adapt as best as possible, whether that means working on the side, working with strangers, working with people that aren't comfortable. You just gotta learn how to make it work because you're on a deadline, you're on a schedule, you're on a budget, and you've gotta make it work. So that's what I was doing. Even some of the B-roll shots of like couples standing on the bridge, completely random strangers. I don't know if they know that they're in the music video. I don't know if I can get sued for that. Hey, yeah, first multi-day shoot I've done. It was an experience. It was very difficult, but also I learned a lot, and I'm glad that it was on such a low risk project, do you know what I mean, where we could just kind of go with the flow, go with the vibe, and just experience what we could experience. So yeah, that was production. One of the quotes that my film teacher said to me that literally never leaves me to this day is, you plan one video, you shoot another, and you edit another one. And boy, is that true. So when it came to editing, again, it was nothing too crazy. Since it was so free, it was more just me piecing together the pieces that I thought told the story well. One of my main goals was to fit as many people in, again, all the strangers I could as possible, but without it feeling too bombarded with, you know, just random imagery and random videos, whilst also getting videos of Mokoy in there and getting that feel for, okay, this is actually a music video, as well as, you know, a little small film type thing, you know what I'm saying? The biggest issue at the time was, literally a week before it came to editing, I had spilled juice all over my MacBook. I went to Apple to go get it fixed. They tried to quote me £1,000 to get this fixed. I am a student and you're trying to charge me £1,000 to get my laptop fixed. At the time, obviously I couldn't just drop a K just to go get a laptop like that. So I was commuting back and forth to the uni library to edit these videos, staying late nights, all these type of things, just to get it done. So if anything, that was the only challenge throughout the whole process in terms of getting things done and meeting the deadline. So that's how you got the final product of the pure music video. So my final thoughts. Is it an artistic masterpiece? No, of course not. But that wasn't what we were trying to go for. Again, we really wanted to get the essence of natural female beauty, women empowerment, just getting people involved and just create something that could tell a cool story that matched the tone of the music. I think the best part about the whole process is that it was just collaboration. The strangers, the team, myself, Mokoy, were able to just come together and create something. And that's what, making things all about, you know what I'm saying? Just bringing people on board and actually having fun. And I think that's definitely something that I could attest to this music video. It was just fun to make. It was fun to just be a part of the process, and I'm glad I was able to. I learned quite a lot. But yeah, that's that. It's been your boy Torin Joshua. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of them things there. And go check out Mokoy's page if you want to see the full album as well. He's dropped a whole EP with some dope songs. Go check that out. Go listen to the track. Go check out members of the team. I'm going to put all their stuff in the description. And a link to the final video as well in the description on Mokoy's page. Yeah, it's been your boy Torin Joshua. Peace.